Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now, your #1 source for tips, tricks, and everything you need to know for Fantasy Premier League football. Today, we're going to be going over my final thoughts for Game Week 10. So, if you're excited for the video, as always, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 30 likes. Leave a comment. Who are you bringing in this week? Who are you taking out? Subscribe if you're brand new. We're so close to 500 subscribers. With all of that out of the way, though, let's get into the video. So, with these Game Week final thought videos, what I usually do is go over the best captaincy options instead of just making a solo video for that, because usually there's just one standout captain pick every single week, and that is the GOAT Mo Salah. I go over my team, a final kind of overview of it, what transfers I make, everything like that. Best players to bring in, best players to take out, stuff like that. It's just a massive video of me rambling, talking about FPL, so hopefully you enjoy it anyway. But yeah, this is what my team is looking like as of right now. I've already made my transfer. Kieran Tierney has gone out. He's made way for Trent. I mean, not having Trent in my team was making me feel sick. I just needed him back in, especially that 10-pointer last week against United. They've got Brighton at home. I'm expecting another clean sheet, hopefully some attacking returns as well. I do have Sanchez in goal. Sanchez is the only player that I'm worried about because obviously he's away at Liverpool, but it's just one of those, like, your keeper's not going to have a great fixture every single week unless you have two keepers that alternate really nicely. But after the Liverpool fixture, he does have Newcastle Villa lead, so I'm not really too worried about Sanchez. It's just this week where I know he's only going to bring in 1 or 2 points. So yeah, it is what it is. But at the back, like I said, I've got Trent in now, Brighton at home, expecting some returns there. Semedo at home to Everton. Everton have just conceded 5, so maybe Semedo finally gets a bloody attacking return and doesn't give away a penalty in the 93rd minute, costing me a clean sheet. Still a bit salty about that. I've got Rudiger. He didn't play midweek, so yeah, I'm not even worried about him starting. He's gonna be playing. He's like the nailed centre back at Chelsea. Again, I would love to have Chilwell, Reece James, Azpilicueta, maybe some of those players, but Rudiger is just nailed. I don't have to worry about him not getting played. So yeah, that's kind of why I brought him on my team, but it is worrying not having Chilwell and Reece James, which again, 2 of the best players you can be bringing in this week, which we'll talk about later. Rafinha next. I mean, Rafinha seems to be okay for the weekend. He's still flagged, but Bielsa in his press conference today has come out and said that Rafinha is likely to be available for the weekend. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he will be back, because I understand a lot of players have gotten rid of him. I mean, fair play, he was flagged and stuff, but this is why you wait for team news, because they have Norwich away. If he had like United away, well, not United, if he had like City away, Liverpool away, fair play, I'd completely understand. But Norwich away is one of the best fixtures you can get all season, and if there's going to be a goal that leads score, it's usually going to come through Rafinha, whether it be an assist or a goal from him that he scored. So yeah, Norwich away, I wouldn't really be gambling on not having Rafinha in that game week. So he's likely to be back for the weekend. I'm going to play him anyway. We'll see what happens. Sarr next at home to Southampton. He did get subbed off on like the 60th minute against Everton at the weekend. But luckily, the manager's come out, Ranieri, and he said that like the reason he was subbed and stuff. So it's not like a minute's rotation. Like, he said that Sarr is eager to go at the weekend. So hopefully he actually gets a return this week, because he's not been helping me out much. 2 points, 1 point since those big 15-9. So hopefully Southampton at home does get him a few points. Salah is the captain. Again, I'll go over captaincy options later on in the video, even though I think pretty much everybody is going to be captaining Salah. We do have Havertz. He did score midweek. There's been nothing about Werner or Lukaku at the point I'm recording this video, so I'm still confident he will start as the number 9 against Newcastle. So hopefully he does get a return, because he was so unlucky last week not to get a return in the 7-0 goal fest. And then I've got Jimenez up front. Again, hopefully he gets a penalty or something. He has been taking over really well, though. He's got 4 returns in 4, which I'm very happy about. I know Hwang is also a really, really good option. He's much cheaper. So hopefully Jimenez gets a penalty this week, just so it's points that Hwang doesn't get. Unless Hwang wins the penalty, which in my case, he probably will, knowing my luck. I've got Antonio, Villa away. Martinez is back, which is unfortunate because he went to Argentina midweek. It was a family issue, but he is back now, so he is in net for Villa, which again is unfortunate because Martinez is a really good keeper, and I'd rather Antonio not be playing Martinez, but hopefully Antonio does still get some points as well. And then we've got Vardy, who was flagged at the start of the week, but now he's absolutely fine. Brendan Rodgers come out and said that Vardy's absolutely fine, so hopefully he does score against Arsenal. He loves scoring against Arsenal. He's got like 13 and 14 or something like that. So yeah, fingers crossed for that. Looking at my team, I'm actually quite happy about it. Apart from Sanchez, I'm hoping for a big week. I need a big week. I don't have the likes of Foden, Chilwell, Mount, any of those players, but the way I see it is a lot of people are going to be bringing in Chilwell and like I say Foden for hits, especially with like injuries and stuff. Because a lot of people will have like Azpilicueta, who was pictured in training. So if you do have Azpilicueta, it's going to be an interesting one whether you sell him or not, because obviously it will cost a transfer or maybe even a -4. He could play. He was pictured in training, so he might be available. We'll have to wait and see. Tuchel does have his press conference still to come at the time I'm recording this, so maybe he will be back. I'm not too sure. If he is, then obviously, yeah, I wouldn't get rid of him if he is back, obviously. But yeah, if you do need to bring in like Chilwell or Reece James, that's absolutely fine. On the bench, I've got Livramento, Sissoko, and Williams. Livramento is on the bench this week instead of Semedo, just because I don't want to play Sarr against Livramento, because I hate playing an attacker against a defender. It's a different story when it's your keeper in goal, but you know, I can't play anyone else instead of Sanchez, so that's why I have to play him against Trent and Salah. But hopefully Liverpool win like 4-0, that'd be great. But Sanchez makes, I don't know, like 24 saves and gets max bonus, I don't know. But yeah, that's what my team's looking like for Game Week 10. So let's go over some captaincy choices. So, Salah, of course, the standout captaincy option this week. I mean, especially after the hat-trick and assist he got last week. But at the same time, people are also going to be captaining the likes of Mount. Foden is also a pretty good option. Like, Foden didn't really play too much midweek. He did come on for the cup, I do believe. He played like 30 minutes. But yeah, I mean, he's a young guy. He's going to be ready to play against Crystal Palace at home. And then Mount, again, also came on for about 30 minutes, I think, in the Carabao Cup. So yeah, he is another really good option. But the thing about Mount is, I don't know, like, he missed the penalty that he scored. But obviously he had to retake it on another day that doesn't get retaken, so he doesn't get like the goal there. I mean, Norwich, you're not playing Norwich every single week. I think the problem that people kind of have with FPL is they see a player get a hat-trick and assist and they're like, he has to be in my team. But at the same time, like, Mount hadn't scored for 24 games before that. They're not going to be playing Norwich every week. I know that Newcastle is a really, really good fixture and Chelsea should easily win that game, but does that mean Mount's going to get another hat-trick? No, probably not. Maybe Havertz gets a hat-trick this week, and then everyone's going to be like, oh, I need to get rid of Mount and bring in Havertz. It's one of those. So, I mean, if you don't have Mount and you have Havertz, then I wouldn't bring in Mount for Havertz. I wouldn't make that massive knee-jerk reaction, because there's probably more problems in your team that you need to bring in. And think about it. If Havertz pops off this week and Mount doesn't, you're going to be kicking yourself. But Chilwell is also like a player that you could bring in and captain. Like, Chilwell hopefully will get the clean sheet at Newcastle, and then he's likely to get attacking returns just because of how well he's been playing lately. So that's also another option. And like I say, Foden is another captaincy option. He's just been playing really, really well at the moment. If we go to Foden's like stats, it's actually like kind of mad how many points he's actually been getting every single week. So he obviously got 18, then he got 6, then he got 7. So he's actually getting returns every single week. And he seems to be playing in that false 9 as well for Man City, with like maybe Grealish on the left or Jesus on the right, or they mix and match it. Like maybe Mahrez will play. It all depends on like who plays in like cup games and stuff. But of course, Foden didn't make a massive appearance in the cup game, so he should be starting against Crystal Palace, which again could be a good captaincy option. De Bruyne is the interesting one. De Bruyne started the cup, but then came off for Grealish, I do believe, on around the 60th minute. So I would like to think that De Bruyne will start against Crystal Palace, but because he didn't start last weekend, I just kind of don't want to go anywhere near De Bruyne. Because with my options last week, I was either going to bring in Havertz or De Bruyne. I went with Havertz because I thought he was more likely to score and stuff. Neither of them scored, but obviously De Bruyne only came on for 1 point. Havertz got 3, so it is one of those situations. But yeah. Best players to probably transfer out, like I say, there are a few that are quite flagged at the moment that, I mean, there's players like Mbuemo and stuff, like the Brentford managers come out and said that they won't know. And I hate it when managers do that, because you want this player to be available and fit. You need to know whether to take him out or not, because when the manager comes out and says, yeah, he might be available, we'll have to see over the next 48 hours, like, you're not going to know now until the game sheet, till the team sheets come out. So yeah, it's an interesting one. The same as, unless Tuchel say something like Tuchel might come out today and be like, oh yeah, Azpilicueta might be available, because then it's just like, what do you do with that player? You kind of want a yes or no answer. So yeah, there are players like Mbuemo, like Pinnock is another one that might not be back. Of course, Rafinha might not even be back. It's just Bielsa said he's likely to be back, so hopefully that means that he is. But yeah, in regards to other players that are injured, I mean, it just kind of wait for the press conferences as always. But with my team, like I say, I'm quite happy with it, with what I have at the moment. Like what I want to do next week is probably take out Antonio for Tony. This is kind of just my thought process. Barring any injuries, this is what I'm gonna do. So next week I'm gonna be taking out Antonio for Tony, because Antonio has Liverpool away, and then Tony has, I think it's Norwich, isn't it? Norwich at home. Like I need to have Tony for that fixture. I mean, if you are getting a player against Norwich, then that's a great fixture. So yeah, bringing in Tony for Antonio. Then I'll have 3.2 in the bank. So that's game week 11. That's my game week 11 substitution or fixture or transfer or whatever. So now we're in game week 11, and then I want for my game week 12 transfer, I want to take out Havertz, because Havertz I only wanted to keep until game week 11 whilst Werner and Lukaku were out, because then he's got Leicester United. Like I don't want to keep him anyway, because as soon as Werner and Lukaku are back, Havertz will be out. So what I wanted to do in game week for my game week 12 transfer is bring in Sonny, which I can afford because I'll have still 1.1 left in the bank. So this will be my game week 12 team. The only problem with this though is I still want to bring in Foden. I also want to get rid of Sarr and stuff. So it's a bit of an interesting situation, because I also want to get rid of Semedo. Like there's a lot of problems in my team right now, but I think Sarr is a problem. Like after Southampton, like I'm okay with having against Arsenal, but do I really want him against United? Like, I'm not too sure, because then he has Leicester, then Chelsea, then City. Like, I don't really want Sarr for these fixtures. So something that I was actually, I don't know if it's a crazy idea or not, but something that I was thinking about doing, because I have the money for it. I have 7.2 in the bank, so obviously I can't bring in Foden. If I was going to bring in Foden, it would probably be for Son, and I'll target the City fixtures that I'll go over in a second. But yeah, Zaha is a player that I was thinking about bringing in, because after this game week for City away, and I probably wouldn't have him for the Wolves fixture as well, because I have Semedo. So maybe in game week 12 or something, I don't know. Maybe I take a hit. I have him for Burnley, Aston Villa, Leeds, United, which I think he could easily score against. Then he has Everton, Southampton, Watford, Spurs, and Norwich, which is a really, really good run of fixtures. He's on penalties. He's only 6.9 mil. He's very low owned. So he could be a kind of player that brings me back up the tables if he does start popping up during those fixtures. They're playing really, really nice football under their new manager. So I do quite like the look of Zaha at the moment. The only problem is he only played so many minutes the other day. Yeah, so he played 0 because I think he was ill or something, or injured. Then he played 24. I think he'll be back now ready, because he is their best player. But he's just not really been getting that many points over the couple of like the last few game weeks. But he has had some tough fixtures. I mean, Chelsea, West Ham, Tottenham, Liverpool, Leicester, Arsenal. Like they're tough fixtures. Well, maybe not Arsenal, but there are some tough fixtures there. So yeah, but I mean, after that, I'll probably, because I want Son for like these fixtures here: Leeds, Burnley, Brentford, Norwich. That's why I'd be bringing him for Havertz, and then I might downgrade him to Foden, because Foden's fixtures get really, really good around game week 14. So I really need Foden for Villa, Watford, Wolves, Leeds, Newcastle, Leicester, and Brentford, because then he only has Arsenal, Chelsea, and then he has Southampton, Brentford, and Norwich as well. So like, I think he's just a hold once in game week 14. Plus that'll give me like 2.3 mil extra. That could allow me to bring in Cancelo as well for those fixtures that I want for Foden. And then it'll also allow me to upgrade back to Antonio, because Antonio's fixtures go really, really good as well here in game week around game week 16, because then he has Burnley, Arsenal, Norwich, Southampton, Watford, Crystal Palace, Leeds United, Watford, Leicester, Newcastle, Wolves. Such a good run of fixtures. So yeah, I'll just be keeping Antonio for that, because then he has Liverpool, but then he has Villa, Tottenham, Everton, Brentford. But like, honestly, around game week like 16, I'd probably just hold Antonio, and I'd have the money to bring him in. So that's kind of what I'm thinking of at the moment, but I mean, anything can change with bloody injuries and stuff. Like, I feel like all that's happened this season is injuries for me. Like, every time I want to transfer out a player, it's because of an injury. Like, even this week, Tierney was injured, so I had to get rid of him. I mean, I wanted to bring in Trent anyway, but like every single week, it just feels like I have to bring in someone new because of an injury, which is really annoying. Like, I had to get rid of Lukaku for Vardy. Obviously, I got rid of Jota for Havertz. Wish I didn't, because Jota bloody scored against United, but it is what it is. But anyway, that's going to be my final thoughts for Game Week 10. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like down below, leave a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. So close to 500 subs now. But yeah, until next time, peace.